went through this town, he knows about you because you are his children. You are his child. He knows your ache. He knows your groans. He knows your moans. He's a doctor up here. Yes, he is. He's a lawyer. This tells me that Jesus in his omnipotence, all-knowing, knew what this woman needed. This was a divine appointment because it was customary, as I told you, for women to go. She wasn't even supposed to go to the well at noonday. It was customary for the women to go at either dusk or dawn, around 6 a.m. or around 6 or 7 p.m., depending upon the season. Jesus said, go to Patty Road and tell them that thus saith the Lord, I know who she is. And tell them I've heard his cry. Tell them I know what he needs. Tell them I am the Lord. And I change of not. Tell them neither do I sleep, nor do I slumber. Remind them that I hung the stars. Remind them that I perfectly positioned the earth and lit the sun. Tell them I am he who gives life. I am he who takes it away. Tell them I'm not a respecter of persons, and I'll be waiting at their well. You know, you have an individual well too. Just like this bad girl, she was waiting. She was assigned to that well. You have a well. Let's talk about Jesus' humanity now. So Jesus is walking. He walked until he got so tired from his journey. He found this well known as Jacob's well. And he decided to sit down and rest. And I'm like, the Son of Man, God in the flesh, needed to rest. This tells me that this small yet important piece of information tells us that Jesus knows all about your human urges, your human issues. I heard Jesus say, don't worry about what you're going to eat or drink. Because the Father knows that you have needs of such. But just seek me. And if you seek me, I'll give you all those other things. You see, God wrapped himself in flesh. In other words, he put on a baby's body. And he grew into a man so that he could experience what you experience and feel what you feel. He knows what it's like to be tired physically. He knows your long days at work. He knows about your arthritis and the foot aches and the back aches. He even knows about your emotional pain and your heartbreak and your heartache. He knows your situation. The gospel declared that indeed Jesus wept. The psalmist declared that God is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. So Jesus wept. He knows what makes you cry. Yes, he does. He knows what makes your heart. And he will come quickly to your rescue. So as I hasten to close, Jesus is sitting. And the Bible says it was about 12 o'clock noon when he was coming through. You know, God is always on time. And there's this woman. She's walking up, holding her water pots. It's noon and Jesus is sitting on the well, just waiting. He knows he has an appointment. So undoubtedly this lady probably had her head down, coming to draw. She's been through a lot because you know she's had 5 husbands. And she's gone through. I can imagine her with her water pots, with guilt and shame and loneliness. She's probably guilty, feeling guilty because of her past. And the townspeople are probably chatting about it. That's why she's going at noon. I think I'm going to go to this well. I want to go to the well because I don't want to be bothered with Barbara, and I don't want to be bothered with Shirley and them because they go at 6, and I'm going to wait till they all gone. They go at the cool of the day, but I'm going to go and press my way through the heat.
Come on now.
This woman I told you had been married 5 times, and now she's shacking up maybe. Rooming or whatever you want to call it. And she's getting ready to have another encounter. There's this man, so she's thinking, I'm going to have another encounter. And however this encounter is about to change the rest of her life. I'd imagine that this woman had been looking for love in all the wrong places. I'd imagine that this woman in today's times would be going to the clubs and trying to find her boo thing.
Watch out.
She's trying to find her husband.
Watch out now.
And maybe she's feeling this void. She's trying to hide the pain. You know, we do a lot of things.
Yes.
When we're trying to hide the pain, we do a lot of stuff. We call those coping mechanisms.
Yes.
Sometimes we take drugs because we're hurting on the inside. That's why you have to be careful. Because deep down on the inside of a drug addict, deep down on the inside of an alcoholic is somebody who's in pain, somebody who was hurt, and they're self-medicating. Or even maybe they're just using it because it gives them joy. They enjoy being high, but what they're doing is they're removing themselves from the realities of life, which indicates they're going through something because there's something in life that they can't handle. So they're using drugs to remove themselves. But how did he know that when you get high, you must come?
That's the truth.
Watch out, boy.
During this time, women, and I told you she had been married 5 times, but this is not to throw salt on the woman. Because women did not have a lot of power during that time. Very little power. So it was up to the man. Either the man gave her a certificate of divorce or he died. I don't know why, what happened. And a lot of times we look at this woman out of disgust and shame. But she wasn't in control of her own destiny. Women at that time were not in control of their own destiny. Because I told you only men could give their wives certificates of divorce. But nevertheless, there are a lot of people, both men and women, who have been looking for love in all the wrong places. There are people who have this deep void in their lives. They don't know what they want to do. They believe the answer is in relocating to another city. I'm going to just forget it all. I'm going to move. You know those people that say, I'm just going to leave Greenville. I'm going to leave Greenville. I'm getting out of here. And they believe that the answer is in New York, or the answer is in wherever you're going, another state. Or they resort to eating to feel happy and eating to feel when they feel sad, and that only exacerbates the underlying issues. They resort to pills to wake up and pills to go to sleep to camouflage their pain. They look to alcohol and drugs to numb them and remove them from reality. Some resort to random sexual encounters with the same person or person after person, looking for love, looking for belonging, and it only leads to additional troubles. But I could hear the church, the old church, asking, have you tried my Jesus? The other women of Sychar had probably gotten up early before the heat of the day to go down to the well, as was the custom of that time. But I told you earlier, this woman waited until the heat of the day because she knew no one would be present but her, or so she thought. This woman was avoided because she had been, I told you, talked about and kicked aside because of her sins. She wasn't accepted by the townspeople. She couldn't find true love. But here comes Jesus, about to turn her mess into a very powerful message. Here comes Jesus, about to give her beauty for ashes. He's sitting there. He's just waiting. Give me a drink, he says. And I can hear this woman putting her hands on, or see this woman putting her hands on her hips and saying, excuse me? I know you're not talking to me. You're a Jew. Mrs. Burson, she was probably at Rose my neck. You're a Jew. Your people don't talk to people like me. You don't talk to girls like me. I can hear Jesus say, woman, if you knew what I'm ready and willing and able to give you. If you only knew who it is that you're talking to, you would have asked me for a drink, and I would have given it to you. So the woman, she deflects back to the natural sense now, and she's telling Jesus, you don't have anything to draw with. And although she's talking about the natural, I can hear the Spirit saying, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. But Jesus goes back now to the spiritual and says, I know the water you're talking about. The water is in the well, but whoever drinks the water that I am speaking of will never thirst. As a matter of fact, this water will keep springing up. This water won't contaminate. This water I give comes from the fountain that never runs dry. Finally, the woman says, sir, give me this water. I've heard you talking about this water. I don't know what kind of water it is, but whatever it is, I want some of it. It's better than the sun. It's better than deer park. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds lawfully awfully refreshing. Give me this water. Give me this water. Give me this water. That's what you're talking about. Man. The fountain that never runs dry. What I'm talking about. It's the fountain. It's the fountain. It's the fountain that won't run dry. He's water of life. He's bread when you're hungry. This water. Give me a drink. And the Lord says, all right. But before I do that, woman, go call your husband. The woman answered and said, I don't have one. And the Lord said, you got that right. And the man you got at the house is not your own. At this part, she changes the subject again. And she starts to talk about worship. After Jesus reveals himself, and it's funny, Jesus revealed himself to what the world would consider a sinner. Don't you know that regardless of your situation, regardless of where you are on your spiritual journey, Jesus is sitting by the wayside. He's sitting by the well, ready to reveal himself to you. So after Jesus reveals himself and she accepts the revelation, the Bible says the woman says she dropped her water pot. And she went running back to town. And she told everybody, come see the man who told me all about myself. And Jesus spoke to the lady. Jesus spoke to the sinner. Right then, she got her license to preach. And she went back. She told everybody about town. Look at this dirty woman. Son of God, he spoke to me. Now come see the man who told me all about myself. In other words, come see the man who told me all of my business. Come see the man who already knows my deepest darkest secrets. Come see the man who can change your life. Is there anybody who needs a well experience? Is there anybody who's willing to drop your water pots today? Those water pots that have been keeping you in bondage. Those water pots that's been filled with natural things. Those water pots that are filled with all the wrong people. Those water pots that are filled with so much trouble. Those smarter parts that are filled with toxic relationships. Those smarter parts that are filled with stress and anxiety. I dare you to take a drink from the fountain that will never run dry. I dare you to take from the well. I dare you to come to Christ. You've been wandering in the wilderness. Take a drink of living water. You've been down too long. Take a drink of living water. Jesus said, tell them, if they only knew who I was. Do they know who I am? Do they not know that I am a fire in the courtroom? Do they not know that I am the doctor of the lost? Do they not know that I am the answer to lonely life? Do they not know that I am that friend that sticks closer than a brother? Tell them the answer is not in the clothes. It's not in the liquor bottle. It's not in the pill bottle. It's not in the blunt. It's not in the pipe. It's not in Pookie. It's not in Tyrone. Tyrone don't have the answer. Ain't talking about me. I don't have the answer either. It's not in your friend. It's not in your mama. They don't have the answer. They're going to tell them they won't find me in the club. They won't find me in Jim, James, and Tyrone. They won't find me in April, May, and June. Tell them if they look for me, they will find me. Tell them to seek me while I may be found. Tell them that light is coming when no man can work. Night is coming, church. Night is coming when no man can work. Seek the Lord. Seek the Lord. He's sitting at that well. Seek him. Seek him. Seek him. This is why he came. He came so that you might have life. He came that you might have life and life more abundantly. The Bible says that many were saved because of that woman's testimony. And then they began to know him for themselves. And she went back to town. Because of her testimony, she just went back and said, come see the man. Y'all, she was so convincing. Come see the man. That the Bible says many were saved. And then later on, the Bible comes back and says even more were saved because the other people came and they saw for themselves.
That's right.
The Bible doesn't mention this woman's name, but her story is a very important one. Apply it and learn today.
Yes, sir.
Have you had the well experience? Have you met him? Maybe you already know him. But maybe you have some pressing issues. Jesus is sitting by this morning. He's sitting, and there's a well right here at this altar. And he's sitting waiting. He has an appointment with you this morning.
Amen.
Come. Take a drink. Come see the man. Whatever you have in your pocket. You've been carrying around sickness. You've been carrying around guilt and doubt. I would come to church with them people over there. Come on. Everybody here, we're all beautifully broken. Every person sitting in here, we're beautifully broken. One day, we'll be put back together again.
That's right.
What's in your pot? Those natural things. What's in your pot? Sickness. We can bind up sickness right now. In the name of Jesus. Anything that the doctor has told you that goes contrary to what God has said about you, we can bind it up. The doors of the Lord's church are open. And I'm not talking about Piney Grove stores. I'm talking about the Lord's church. You can enter to Lord's church today. That great host, the kingdom. You can enter that here. Your point of entry can be right here at the well. Accept Christ. And you'll be part of his church. And then you come here, a part of our physical church, and we'll take you by the hand and we'll walk with you, won't we? We'll walk with you. Sometimes up, sometimes down. That's all right. Might not get along all the time. But we brothers and sisters, you know how family is. All right. We'll hold you by the hand. We'll walk with you on your journey. We're all going to heaven together. Then the altar is open for prayer. I'll pray with you individually. We'll pray with you together, corporately. If you need special prayer, we'll do that. If you have an issue, James says, if there be any sick among you, call the elders of the church. Pray. And they'll anoint you with oil.
Yes, sir.
That's what the Bible says.
That's right. That's the word.
The Bible says we'll do it.